Can you tell me about your training experience?
Training, everybody, once you're drafted, you go into basic training, it's called. My training was 10 weeks in length in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. It's the basic training of learning to take orders, learning to follow directions, get into physical shape, get into mental shape. After basic training, then your last day of basic training, you're lined up in formation and they call your name out. They tell you what your next orders were. My next orders was to go into infantry, and I went to Fort Polk, Louisiana for about approximately another 10 weeks training in advanced training on weaponry and hand-to-hand combat and things of that nature.
And do you recall your first day?
In the Army?
Yeah.
Yes, it was really kind of traumatic because, I was old enough. It was 1970, so I was 21 years old at that time. I got drafted out of college. I was going to college. I was in my third year of college, and my cousin, who I was born and raised with, lived next door to me my whole life, got drafted also, as well as a good friend of ours in high school. So we boarded a bus in Central Illinois, took a 3-hour trip, which the Army paid for, to get up to the induction area in Chicago, and they both had medical conditions, and they didn't get drafted. And then later that night, I got drafted, and all of a sudden, I'm heading to Fort Bragg, North Carolina. So it was kind of, you're thinking you're going to go together because you're drafted together, and then all of a sudden, they're not going, and I am going.
And where did you live during the war?
On the ground. In Vietnam, I probably spent 200 nights sleeping on the ground.
And how did you feel about what was happening?
At that time, I believe the soldiers in Vietnam and probably in any war get a mental condition to where this is a day-to-day routine. You do what you can to serve your country, but you do what you can also to protect yourself. My goals when I went to Vietnam was to go home physically the same person I was when I went.